got this in the mail. Gotta check it out. Comes with your user manual. Nobody reads. I will probably read some things on this because it's a little different with the DC in it. Comes in a little bubble wrap. And there she is, boys and girls. The Curado DC. So let's get this thing lined up and we'll install it on a rod. You can see I've got plenty of stuff that my dad's given me over the years. A couple of them I bought, but mostly my biggest supporter, my dad. So yeah, let's get this thing lined up and we will test it out on the pond. So this is the braided line I've chosen for this reel. We'll give it a shot and see how it goes. Spider wire 20 pound braid. Has the mono diameter of like a 6 pound. So we'll see how this works. So the rod I'm choosing for this is the St. Croix Mojo Bass. This is a rod that I got from Backlash Fisherman. He was just collecting dust in his shed, so I said, hey, I'll take it. So let's get this thing loaded up and test it out. All right, so I've already run it down the line, the eyelets. Next thing you're gonna do is put it through the guide, the front of the reel. And then next thing we're gonna do is tie it to the reel itself. So this reel has a hole here, you can see. We're gonna put this in here in the hole and just go around once, just to bring that around. Okay, so now we've got a loop around the spindle or whatever it's called, spool. And now we're gonna tie a knot and start loading it up. So the most popular knot here is the arbor knot. You've got your tag end, which has the end, of course. And then your running end is the line that's going to the spool, or through your eyelets and then to the spool line. So the arbor knot, pretty simple. You're just gonna tie an overhand knot around the running end. So you just go through it. Just overhand knot is the first knot that you use to tie your shoe. Make a loop, go through the loop. Kind of hard to do while filming. Okay, so you can see the overhand knot there around the running end. We're going to tie that down, and then on the end of your tag end, you're going to do another overhand knot, and that's called a stop knot for the arbor knot. And then when we torque this down, it will cinch itself down onto that stop knot that we've created. Let's show you a little better there. You've got your first overhand knot sliding up and down, and then your stop knot. Now we're just gonna cinch that up and it will tighten itself around the reel. Now I've got it nice and tight, tested to make sure the drag works. Now we're just going to hold it with our finger up here and keep tension on that while we reel it in. And I like to start with the guide all the way to one side. You can probably do it a lot of different ways. And again, I haven't done this very many times, so don't look at me as an expert. More of a user and consumer than I am some kind of educator, but if you need to learn how to tie knots, I'm probably your guy. I realize most people put a mono backing on here. I'm just gonna try it without first because I don't have anything to lose. I'd rather have one piece of line than have two that are connected. So I'm gonna keep tension on this line and fill up the reel. Okay, now that the line is all loaded, I'm at the end of the line. I did end up using a towel, terry cloth, whatever, to make the mark on my finger stop happening. And that's just, like I said, I haven't done this 100 times. Here's the top water bass rig we're gonna test out in the pond. My bass in my pond are not big enough, so this is mostly just trying out the reel. I'm not trying to catch a bass right now. But we'll get this loaded on and see how it works. So I've taken it out of the package. Just wanted to show you, this is a topwater lure, and it creates a splashing when you pull it in. So it'll float, keep it out of the weeds, and it'll make a nice splashing so you don't have to sit there and jig it the whole way in. So let's see how it works. All right, let's see what she does. No idea. I put the brake setting on number 2, because the manual said that works for braided in all conditions. So you might hear a high pitched kind of almost like a whistle or a buzzing sound. That's the reel. That's kind of the technology, the reel, which is what made me want one. So let's try it out. Pond is super low right now, so we don't have a lot of distance, but I'll try this out on a bigger pond pretty soon. No backlash. Again, I don't have bass big enough to attack this, and the catfish are not interested. Really good control. I'm able to put it basically wherever I want. Really like this reel. Really like this reel. Really. A little too far there. I like the action on this Guggen bait thing, lure. But we'll see how it works in the pond with the big bass. You could tell it just wants to be launched a mile, and I don't have a mile. Normally I would be underwater at the normal pond depth. If I was standing right here. So there you have it, folks. The Shimano Curado DC on the Mojo Bass. Thanks for joining. We will see y'all in the next one.